Good morning.
Good morning.
It's like, let's go, let's go. Good morning to everybody. Welcome, welcome. I see everybody has. I see we still have some addicts still with the market. When the market go red, everybody just like disappeared. We not going nowhere.
Yeah, we know to just go through the market. We hang in there, ups and downs.
Up and
It's
downs.
part of it.
Say this is where you make the money at. Everybody's like, oh my goodness, everything's red. It's like, yeah. Now you need to go back and do your homework to figure out what to be buying.
Yeah,
If
market then
you
reset for you. You might as well, if you haven't taken a position on some stuff or got some NFTs, it may be a time for you. But yeah, still, we know we still watching the price of ETH. So
They like just in there like, well, if you sell them, you better go straight to USDT or USDC. Not playing. We are not your financial advisors. But again, thank you all so much for hopping on with us today. So again, I'll go ahead and get started. Let me start sharing the screen here on the right article. Here we go. So hopefully y'all have found some still finding some good projects out there. I know it like I said, I think for many times people just think, well, hey, it's completely red. What should you be doing? It's like do something that's going to be productive to so that when the market turns around that you've either invested in some of those projects or you have some things that you've been, because it's been so slow, that you can actually now start doing some things with some of the NFTs that are in your wallet. That's going to be more important. Let's go.
Mhm. That's right. And like
Somebody
I
said,
said,
let's go.
especially with this article, you see people are actually, like you said, taking advantage of that. Price of ETH is down. If you expect it to go back up, with the right NFTs or the right projects with the right teams that have even the right money to make it through these, and the right community, of course, that's supporting you through these and not just dumping the project. You see people are taking advantage of, are making interests are on some of the projects that they wanted to get or were thinking about getting. So the volume is still surging in certain parts of the the market.
Yeah.
Crypto is one side and the NFTs is one side. So like I said, a lot of people are taking advantage of now finally getting some of those assets that they want, and then the value of those, once ETH goes back up, sometimes it's a no-brainer for the right project if you know how to pick them. It's like, okay, when ETH goes back up $2,000 to $3,000, even if it takes months, you bought it when ETH was $1,000, and so it's a no-brainer for a lot of people.
Yep. I know, and I know even in this article, it was talking about a lot of the investors that are buying. I mean, I know there are some investors who have quite a bit of money, but I'm still looking at as far as why are you still investing? And I said for me again, I'm sitting there thinking, okay, I don't. It doesn't bother me. Well, I should say it doesn't bother me. So let me rephrase my words. The because I understand that a lot of people have a lot of money invested in the NFT space and the crypto space. So I understand when crypto drops and so forth. And I think Madsy, we've been doing some chart markups and looking at different numbers. And like, okay, yeah, we still look like we can definitely still keep going down. I mean, there's like targets of 1,600 some in those price ranges as far as and in that with that, it's a matter of some people will simply run and say, well, you know what, I'm never gonna do this. It's like no, that's when you see a lot of people who either have money, they're still investing, they're still buying the quality projects because again, at some point, like I said, and if you're doing this as a flip, no, this ain't gonna probably gonna some of this stuff is not gonna work for you. It's gonna be a longer process for you. For those of you who are flippers, if you have no idea how to go and do any research or any of those things, yeah, you're like at a loss right now. But for people who know how to go out and research, that's what we kind of pride ourselves on is, hey, let's go out and research some projects, find some solid projects that are out there and invest in those and know that those are longer term plays for us. Literally, that's what it is. And so I think again that's going to be very very important when you are in the market of where we're at now. And like I said, and I can see this coming. I know we talked about this a little bit in regards to if it was only crypto that was going down, I'd kind of be like, okay, listen, something is going on. But it's like with the war and everything that we have going on, and with stock markets looking like they're looking, it's kind of like you're still not in a bad situation, especially when you start looking like even with the U.S. As far as I know, we talked about this a little bit too, Jessica, in regards to like the U.S. If the U.S. is in trouble, imagine what the rest of the world is like. It's because most of the time U.S. is pretty much trying to lead in a lot of different aspects, and if we look kind of bad, you might not want to be nowhere else because if it's bad here, it could definitely be even worse somewhere else. So just take that in consideration. It's not like it's bad, and like I said, it's not like we're all doomed and we're all gonna. No, it's like this is the time to go in and try to figure out how to make the money so that you can become rich, rich, rich. As I said last night, rich, rich, rich in
That's
the next
right.
couple of years. So again, that's the first article here. So trading volume again. So it is good to see this. Like you said, some people are still trying to snipe some of these projects, and not necessarily snipe, but pick up some of these projects while they're lower, in hopes again, like I said, as if it's a long term play, that those will go back up.
Yeah,
As
we're too early in this space. This is part of the cycle if you haven't been in it before. This is just part of it. Happened last year. Market reset gives you opportunity to get in there and buy something. If you still want to buy it, some people, of course, are sidelined because they might have went down with ETH and maybe not got their into USDT or anything. But if you do have some of that money, like I said, picking those projects, looking for the right teams, looking for the right communities to make interest for those. Some of these projects would be no brainers to make an entry into to be if you wanted to resell or if you wanted to keep it. Some of them come with commercial license, or some of them come, you own the IP behind it and you can do whatever you want with it. So it's still opportunity for you to make money in different ways.
Yep. I see some people talking about the ETH going to 900. Yeah, it's possible. It might even go lower. So,
We'll see what happens with the Fed tomorrow. Which way you gonna
which,
see? Yeah, we'll see.
well, that's gonna happen. Listen, if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. It's still because to me, I think a lot of people will say, "Well, oh man, this happened." It's like they don't still dictate what I can do. If you've got a strategy, it's not things are gonna happen in life, just in general. Things are gonna happen in the market, good and bad. And if you can't figure out how to capitalize on those things, then you are going to be sitting back saying, "Well, oh man, this stuff doesn't work." No, figure it out. Figure out some other things that will work, and figure out how to make some additional funds from it because somebody making money. Let's just say that.
Oh, look at this one. Well,
And
so some people got ahead. I remember I was talking about this one because I know they was paying people $100,000 to $300,000 to be NFT managers and stuff. So they probably got far ahead of themselves. And then, of course, when market stuff like this happens, it's gonna affect you, of course, of how you pay out. So they're gonna be trying to shift some of their resources. They're laying off about 1,100 people. They still have
Mhm.
quite a bit higher, but that is a huge amount of people that's now going to be unemployed. A lot of people like to be in the Web3 space. People are looking to go to some of these jobs, and some people are still hiring, but it just slows down and it lets you know you're still very early in this space, no matter what you're doing. And so you do still need to have that backup plan because, of course, for them, if ETH goes down or their coin goes down to 50% or something, that affects how much they're going to be paying out and how they can do things. And as you see here, it's going to they're going to be estimated to incur 40 to 45 million in total restructuring expenses. So they were paying some serious money though. That's why I think a lot of people definitely went over there and joined. I was like, man, I might go over there, go back to work. Might go back to work on them over there. So
But
yeah, sorry about
and I know
that.
it even talked about this overall it could be up to 5,000 employees, and my hopes is like I said, and that's changing. When you start thinking about how this impacts people who are actually trying to go back to work and stuff like that. My hopes is that the people who were there figured out some things that they can be creative and create their own business. By being at Coinbase, not just going there to go to work. So I agree as far as people at the beginning. If you have to go to work to get it, that's fine. It's okay, but try to make sure whatever you're doing, especially if you're going to work for some of these tech type companies, figure out some things so that you can, if they decide to give you your walking papers, you have somewhere to go or you can start your own thing. And even furthermore, kind of figure out that while you're there and while things are so lovely, what else you can be doing because sometimes it don't always stay lovely
That's right.
in these
Hopefully,
spaces.
some people just use it for the experience,
Hmm.
for the application, if they want to stay in and go learn about it, and then, like you say, continue on to what you want to do. But if you're definitely in this Web3 space and as early as some of these jobs are leading in what they're doing. So yeah, you can use that experience, but always have something that you still making your money on because stuff like this can happen in any market, in any industry. It's not just even with just crypto or anything. Of course, we know there's regular jobs out there that a lot of people aren't going to because especially when, like I said, if you're making $100,000, $300,000, you may not feel like it's working Web3. It just depends on what you were doing. So you use it to your advantage. If you got in there and you got it on your resume, now keep it moving. Hopefully, like you said, you have a plan, a backup plan that if it fell through.
Yeah. So there's that. Alrighty. Okay, this is done thing. I think this one, this particular thing, and like I said, it was just to trying to show you visually what some of these charts are looking like overall. I think it's going to be important, like, as far as you going in and figuring out which projects and stuff that you're considering investing in, and looking at the chart. I mean, I don't know of any chart that looked like it's really going up. I mean, even when we look at, we've talked about pretty much everything that's on this particular screen, and every one of them is trending down. So it's not a secret. If you're in a project and the numbers where this number is, it is probably either probably half of that, or it might even be more than that on some of the projects that you might have gotten into. But I think we've mentioned that many times as far as, hey, make sure you're getting into some good projects. Your entry point is very important of when you're getting into some of these projects. But at the same time, if they're good projects and they haven't disappeared, even if like this, that lets you know that, hey, you might want to still figure out which ones to keep investing in, because some of them are just gone. They will never come back. I mean, just I mean, I don't know your
I
thoughts.
used to always say 99%. I used to always,
You did say that.
99% of them will never come back, and they're not meant to come back. They weren't even planned. Like, it's probably the same person behind like 10 to 20 projects each, easy, and they were only in it to get the money. They not were even worried about building out a community or anything else. No type of roadmap has even been checked off, or they're not even making timelines that they set for themselves because it was meant to never be anything. So a lot of things in your wallets will be like that. So it's important to look for those projects, like we were just saying, that have that long term, even have the money behind it. A lot of people, if they lose money, and especially in this crypto space right now, then it's gone. And so if some people haven't put it into the right places or made the right type of plans for their project, they're never coming back from it. So like I said, looking for those companies that have the money behind them to survive these markets. And when they come back, whatever they do have planned with their assets is very important, especially if you have assets or even can have access to play to earn and ecosystems. So picking that right project or knowing which projects to pick right now is really important. Don't just go buy stuff on the floor because it's on the floor right now, because it's going to stay on the floor for a lot of things.
Mm-hmm. You said, don't just go buy it on the floor.
Please don't. You have $50 items, and it ain't never coming back.
You said $1,050 item. You're like, but I'm gonna hold on for dear life. No, that's that. But like I said, it's up. Like I said, we're not sitting here saying that we don't have some things that we bought that have gone zero. We have just like everybody else. But we took the good stuff in there too. So
yeah, I don't got as much. I promise you, I do not have that much. There are some things I believed in, and the project may have went wrong or something. But I just got a little pet
but
sympathy.
you know what? And I wouldn't even say that the project went wrong. I think well, it went wrong. But what I'm going to say is, as far as I think, sometimes like even when people are getting into projects, whatever your number is going to be, like I said, whether you're a flipper or you're a day, sometimes in many of the projects that you've gotten into, you've been in profit. So but it becomes, I think, one of those scenarios as far as how greedy can we become in the space, because you've seen the numbers before and you've been like, wow, that number can get to this and that number can get to that. And many times I've done, especially new people, because it's almost like they may see that what previously people might have gotten into some projects, and they're kind of like, well, I want that one that's going to go from from $5, from $50 to $10,000 or $100,000. That's the one that they're looking for. And so trying to take from, even like say, I don't care if it's $500. It's like if you get the $2,000, most people can still like, nah, it's still going. That
Yeah.
bad. And some of them do.
Yeah, for that side of it, that's correct. But I was meaning more so on the side of it, they don't meet their deadlines, they don't plan and do the
Oh
things
yeah.
that yeah, that's the side of it I mean. So it's more so the project wasn't successful for the things that the people behind the project did, but you believed in what they did, showed you with the roadmap and everything else. And so if it's something you're interested in investing in and you believe in it, you're going to buy it because that's what you believe in, that investment. But if they start not doing timeline or hitting roadmap executions or changing dates on certain things, and they're not that established, that can just dump the project no matter how good it is. Or a file can be messed up and people don't understand that, and it's going to dump the project. So it's not even something that they truly have control of sometimes in certain things, especially with smart contracts. People are so early, so those that are building so early, it's important, but they're going to be mistakes because you're literally building so early. So some of us know that, and we know we'll ride the project out and give it the time, because mostly mainstream isn't in here, and hopefully some of them can come back from that. But a lot of them, they're never going to come back from it because they're not even trying, and they don't even have a community that believes in them.
Yep. Very true. Very true. So good stuff. All right. So for the new people and the older people too, remember, even on OpenSea, if you're trying to figure out some things to get into, you definitely can look at some of the trading volume. But again, for us, we have decided to kind of sit back on some things and put some debt. We definitely got a whole bunch of things on our radar that we will be accumulating more of, simply because just the numbers, just kind of like you never thought some of these would be like, I could get some more of those for that kind of price. Why wouldn't I do it? But again, those are our longer, some long-term aspects of what we're looking at. But again, definitely figure out, as far as using the on OpenSea, the 24-hour volume and the 7-day volume of trying to find some projects that are still available, that still have some type of green in their life.
Yeah, this is how you can diversify right now to across different projects. You can be in some. If you feel you have enough of that, then you're good. But if you also want to go into some other things, diversify your portfolio or your NFT assets, of course, then this is the time to do that. If you know how to pick them. If you kind of still don't know how to pick them, I ain't gonna say jump out there because, like I said, eat is
You
there.
gonna tell them to jump
Yeah,
out?
I ain't gonna say if you don't know how to pick them and you just going off activity or something. I'm not saying to do that. So it's important you still do your research behind each project and look at the team and everything else on there, the community. Go inside Discords, go to Spaces, just listen to what's going on, and it's important that you start doing that instead of going, like I said, with activity. Because even we had an article, we might cover it today too. It's like 50% of flippers to fail. So
Mm-hmm. I
yeah,
know. I think we
it's
have
just
some
what it
data.
is. What it is. Some people are pros at it, but some
Yeah.
people, most people, everyday people that come into it, they get taken advantage of it because they think it's going to still continue to go up, and people have already made their money, and it's more so going to go down before it goes up on a lot of these
And
projects.
I think, and flippers have a gift, and I'm be honest, as far as you have to be a disciplined person to be a flipper. I mean, like really have your rules of whatever you're going to be doing, if you're going to be a flipper, because again, you start looking at the money and you're thinking, well, okay, I bought it for 500, it's at 750. I still don't want to take the money because I know it's going to get to 1,000. Then it get to 990 and you still won't take the money because it's only a 990 and it's at 1,000, not 1,000. So you're still not going to take the money. Then it gets to 1,000, and you be like, well, you know what? I think you can get to 1,500. But flippers are kind of like, okay, they get in at 500, they get at 750, and they have consistently every day what they're going to do. So if you're going to be a flipper, you got to have like structure to say, this is my target when I'm entering, this is my target when I'm getting out. You need to know where you're getting out, more importantly than where you're getting in.
And more
And so
importantly, you got to have the time because
you got to have
that's just
time.
too much time consuming. Like been there, done that. It's great, exciting, and it can still work for a lot of people. But you got to stay in the market of knowing what happened in one tweet. If you ain't in Discord and know that tweet went out or something, you caught up in it. So yeah, you got to stay very active in the market. I've learned that with my assets, I want to be in stuff that I don't have to watch it like that, or I know it's still going to come back down the line, or I know I can still make my money with it from whatever I'm going to do. So because of like I said, IPs and other things that you may have in certain projects. So, Flipper definitely, like she said, takes some serious dedication and some
Yeah.
discipline of, okay, I'm going in. I know I want only 250 from this, or I only want to double, and they're okay with that. They don't even care what it continues to go to because they have a discipline of a certain amount that they want. But some people also know, flipping can be costly when you go to taxes. So depending on what country you're in, flipping is a lot easier for those that may already have been reporting some of the stuff that we're trying to figure out coming up too. So it is what it is. If you flipping, you flipping, and like I said, there is good money into it for those that are disciplined and do it. But yeah, don't get greedy. Have that go in discipline. Have a plan already before you go in, because if not, you're gonna always look. It's going up still. It's going up.
It's still creeping up. And before you know it, you're like, oh Lord, can I just get my money back, please? I'll just get out. It's too late. Now you're running to the bottom of the floor trying to get to the bottom, and somebody else beat you to the bottom. So now you got to cancel to try to go back. It's crazy. So I'm like, nah, I'm good. There's more in life to be doing. But I know, even as far as I know, some things that are coming out on Goblin Town too. Still have not invested in that particular one. Some people, again, we've talked about that one for some time. As far as everybody was like, well, what is it? Is it connected? No one still really knew. But again, people who were able to get into that one, they did very well.
Secret society.
You said secret society.
No.
Secret society, they still made some money.
Yeah, and I don't even like allow list and everything can definitely protect the project. I've spoken that before. If you get the right wallet holder that don't sell and stuff, it can make the project very strong versus you getting it in and a lot of flippers are in it. So like I know why people do that, but some projects, like you said, they'll come out and the reason why they go up is more so how they came out and who knew about it. And if you would have sold, you would have made some really good money, as you can see right now. Like it's down to 3.7, and theirs were going for what 30 ETH or so, close to 30 ETH. So you got those people know to ride that project though. So some people got in and got out, and some people may still be sitting on it waiting for it to come back. But yeah, you could have made some serious money if you did flip into this project and flip out.
Yeah, because I can remember what their numbers were when they. I don't know if they were that high. They were seven. They were like 8 or 10.
Oh, that one did when they went to 30.
Yeah, no, that was the Zuki.
Ah,
Yeah. So I don't that but right on at least on these days, I don't think it's been that high, but still, it still was double. But again, everything's in red, so we can't simply say, well, oh, they're only at 3.87. Everything you look at the board apes, you look at it, all those different things. But again, I think it's important when you're looking at this particular spot here. There are some good things that are on here as far as if you have the capital to be investing in, and I'm not saying that you have to go jump and invest in none of these right now. There is plenty for you to buy. I think we've looked at some of the artifact things too. They're low enough to, like, for regular people, as far as saying, hey, you know what, if you missed the first hype of when things went up, and again, not to say that you have to buy today, not saying you have to buy today, but there's some things that you should definitely have on your radar from those different companies that are out there that are still doing things in their community. It's like a great opportunity right now, literally. Can't wait. So just want to show that. Okay, let's keep moving on.
MasterCard brings its payments network to Web3 and NFTs. In this article, it goes over several different projects that are now going to make sure that you can use your MasterCard to now pay for these. You can see some of those projects there. Some Immutable X, Candy Digital, Sandbox, Minable Spring, NFT Gateway. So yeah, they're going to be providing an infrastructure where, especially with the MoonPay, it's going to make it a lot easier for especially mainstream to come in and buy those. So this is a recent article. And like I said, just because the market goes down, people that know they're still building in this space, they know they're early. They know this is the time for them to get positioned, get all their kinks and their system in place, their infrastructure, why the market is down and people may not be paying as much as attention. But just knowing, you still know how much money is going in here. It says the marketplace represents a huge breadth of the NFT space, which generated more than 25 billion in sales in 2021. So even 25 billion sales in 2021 is some major money. And so hopefully some people have cleared some money. Some people are smart enough, if you're coming in here and you have a plan and you want to get a house, you want to get a car, have that set, have those assets you're going to cash out and do that with. Don't get caught up and not be clearing any money throughout this space that you have it, because that's just, it doesn't make any sense to do that. This market, especially with how we've seen last year, it will reset. And lots of times there's another entry point for you, not to say that's guaranteed. And so some people that like even have airdrops and stuff, for us, it's easier to stay in those projects because it wasn't a high cost or anything. And it still hasn't even came anywhere near the price of getting that item. So that's a lot different for, I know that people that paid a higher ETH price or a 10 ETH price when ETH was at 3,000 and stuff. So it's important to be positioned in projects or looking at projects early so you can get all those airdrop opportunities as they come down the line later, and you don't have to buy them so high. But a lot of those things will probably come back on certain projects, I should say, not all. But if you're in the right projects, like you said, most things are down right now. But even like for Artifact, we know, or any of those that you're out there in, generally when the market starts moving, they've made it through some. Well, now for Clone, it's only been out for so much time, but a lot of them have made it through down markets and stuff like that with other items that they may have had in their ecosystem, drips and other things. So it's important to still be out there getting stuff, but at the same time, you like to see that people are still building into this infrastructure. That mainstream's going to come in, they're going to buy it with their card. If they want to buy it with their card, more power to them, because they may still think crypto is corrupt or fraud, whatever else it may be. So that's the way they have to tap in. That's fine. And so that's what we need. It is what it is. We don't have to buy it with our card. If everybody else want to buy it with theirs.
But we do need the masses of people to come in. So if that's what it takes, you'd be like, okay, let me go and do that.
Turner Sports committed to NFTs, touts immutable partnership. You can see Turner Sports has a lot of different channels, and especially sports and TNT and other things that they do. I know we had it. One of the articles I had, it actually had all the companies that was behind it, but that's fine. But yeah, you can see that they're committed. They're going to go immutable, the layer 2 solution for Ethereum. We'll see how it does. Like I said, everybody, when you see this, people are still taking their positions. They still have their money invested. They're still announcing their partnerships. They're still in this space. It's not like when ETH went down, everybody stopped building, the millions and billions of dollars stopped coming in. No, they're still coming in. People are still raising the money. Venture capitalists are still doing what they're going to do, and that's it. And so some people may have certain sports or certain things they follow that are under this umbrella of the Turner Sports Company. And then if you do, or something that you're interested in, they're coming into the space, just start keeping up with what's going on, their Twitters, whatever else they may be doing, to find out how you can be involved in that ecosystem of things that they're doing.
Good stuff. More money, more money, more money. All right, the
That's
crypto winter. I think everybody know that we have arrived.
That's right. That's right. They go over a lot of different stuff about, yeah, making it, even cross averaging in, the risk tolerance, you have to do all of those things. And so even when you maybe have been buying ETH recently, you shouldn't have took 100% position on some of those things. If you have a certain dollar amount, $5,000, and you've taken maybe $1,000, it just breaks down to what you want to break it down. If you want to take a 25% entry on it and see if it comes down, or some of you may feel like you're okay with buying ETH at 1,500, and when it come down some more, you'll buy that. But don't put all your liquidity in to the asset if you don't know if it's going to continue to start falling. Like I said, tomorrow will be good. Be a good day to see which way it's going to go, depending on what the Fed say for other things, because we know everything, even for stocks and everything, is down and had a plummet because of that. So we'll see tomorrow what will be said. And so it's smart to, dollar cross average in, or have an amount that you're okay with spending no matter what, because you may believe the price of ETH is coming back. But no, if you can get it at 1,100, if it's an opportunity to get it at 500, you already went in at 1,100. It is what it is.
Like, stop jumping in 100%. It's like, go in a little slower. I think it's just for everything. Even when we're looking at our NFT stuff, for all the things that we're looking at accumulating more of, I'm not going in 100%. So if I want to go buy, whether, I don't care if it's some space pod, loop pod, whatever, shoes, whatever I'm going to buy, or animal, whatever I'm going to buy, I'm not, if I'm going to buy, let's say if I'm going to buy 5, I'm not going to buy 5 at one time. Now, if I got a tremendous deal, now I might buy 5, but at the time, I would also still know that I would either have more capital in case that came back down, that I would be able to buy another 5 or another 3 or whatever the number's going to be if those come down some more. Otherwise, it would be a matter for me, like, I would feel that whatever position that I'm going to take on that, I would have a target of saying, hey, I'm thinking that this might go back up to this particular number. So that is how you got to really do it during this time of just going a little slower. They're going a little slower and not making any hasty decisions. I think even more so too when it comes to panic selling. I think some people start panic selling everything. You're like, well, I'm just going to sell everything. It's like at a loss. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, if you're up still money, I'm not saying, especially if everybody has different situations. So I understand that there's sometimes when you do have to sell things that you don't want to sell. But at the same time, it's not a panic sale that you want to do. It's like a matter of, like, if you have to sell it, okay, you have to sell it, but figure out which number you're going to be at. Because one thing I would think we're kind of talking about this too is that sometimes when you're getting ready to sell, it's like, okay, I'm gonna ask this. I got to use round numbers for my brain. I'm gonna sell for 10 ETH. I'm gonna sell this for 10 ETH. And then you let ETH go back down, and now you're chasing it. Now you got to try to figure out, because you were too high. You were just trying to get top dollars. And so you got to take those things into consideration as far as what do your numbers look like if ETH continue to come down. What would be a good price for you to go ahead and sell it now in order to capitalize and get the most money at this time, instead of, like, so them whole numbers can get to us. We'd be like, I want 5 and I want 10 and I want a full one. It's those solid numbers that sometimes will get to us and help and will cause us to lose money, because again, now we're chasing the market down in trying to figure out, okay, ETH has now dropped. I got to sell it for, and it never capitalize. You can never catch up. And then you're mad. So I'm just telling you, it's best, like I said, figure out where you're going to be at. Bear market, still a lot of opportunity. Okay.
Oh, yes. More money coming in. As you say, Autonomous Labs completes 11 million seed round to power the evolution of the metaverse native sports. This is another project that's just coming out, or, been out, but raising money, I should say, in the background, and having some companies already or venture capitalists putting money into it. So, like I said, look at certain things that are still getting money. Certain things, we're so early. See what they're building out. This is definitely going to be one of those systems of where it's a play and own ecosystem. You're allowed to mine, fabricating. You also, it'd be land. You'll be able to earn certain assets, and then of course with those assets you're able to sell. So there's play to earn, but this is play to own, and that's its own breakdown of how it will do things. Like I said, it's a metaverse of the native sports. So you can do more research into it, but like I say, pay attention to some of those things. Not to say everything that has money coming to it is going to be successful, but see what they're building out, see what they're doing. If certain people are already in this space that are, already investing in other things, they usually have done some of the research and maybe believe in what the vision is of the project. And so Now it's up to you to do your own research and see if you like how the project is going to build out. And if you believe other people will actually like the project when they know about it, then you may invest into it yourself and want to just do some more research on that.
Another look at me. Here we go. He's like, you've been airdropped. I was like, not don't airdrop me nothing. Tell me I got to go to court and I'm playing. so again,
Yeah.
go ahead, Jessica.
Oh yeah. So you've been airdropped. New York court order clears the way to serve lawsuit defended via NFT. Some people have got hacked and some lost serious amount of money. And so
Yeah.
like a New York court judge did come in and say now you can serve that person by way of NFT. Drop it in their wallet and know they've been served. And especially if you can see that they're still doing activity and doing it in the wallet. What it does, I do not know yet, but it is a way to serve. Some people have lost money. Maybe more regulation comes in. There'll be more things behind it. But it was just pretty interesting to see that a judge has allowed that person to be served now by way of NFT. And it's going to do other things down the line, but we'll see what it truly does in the end.
Yeah. No, cause you'd be sick of them hackers. You'd be like, dog. You be like, you don't want nobody to hack. Be like, somebody hack the hackers, but then you're like, you don't want nobody to hack nobody. But dog, you'd be frustrated. I know we're on this other article. We're talking about even with Seth. Still having to come in and paying a ransom for your particular item.
Yep. He had everything built out for his project or what he believed his board ape was going to do, and especially when you own the IP. But now he had to pay $260,000. Not to say he doesn't have it. We know he has it, but that's not right. So we don't want to say whatever it may be that he had to get it to pay for it, and that's because, like I said, he had everything already. He was establishing for his company and for his IP of his board ape, and so it was a no brainer for him to pay for this right now, especially with everything he had planned. But as you can tell, other people had their board ape that also got taken in this, and they were also returned. So some people, you're going to pay the ransom and do it. Not everybody's going to be able to pay a $260,000 ransom. And then they even see that it's now gone down in price, and you just paid a $260,000 ransom, but you believe in the long-term vision of the project. So you're hoping that it's going to go back up, especially once ETH goes back up and other things. But yeah, it's crazy to see what some people have to do in order to get their assets back because they may have been hacked from a scam or from even a Discord hacking, whatever it may be, email. But yeah, that's how much money he did pay to actually get that board ape return.
You like, if he paid that, what's the TV show? This TV show better work.
Yeah.
You be like, this TV show better work and make some money.
That's right.
So, but hopefully, like I said, I think again, as people are still getting more and more creative, and that's literally the time that I think all of us that have stuff in our wallets, we're really sitting back and figuring out what we're doing with our stuff right now. Mm-hmm. Literally, that's what I've been trying to focus on. Okay, I can do this particular thing, and taking the time now while we're in this, the bear market we're in, getting ready as far as everybody in my wallet having a job. They need to be at work every day. Their vacation is just about over. And so again, like when you see he's doing a TV show, it's be creative with what you want to do with your items that you may have, the IP stuff that you own. Be creative with it. There's a lot of opportunity in you being creative and making additional funds. So some stuff will be coming out very soon. Hopefully, you guys will be seeing hopefully some stuff soon once we can keep getting all the paperwork stuff done. So, but again, as far as those different things, I think it's going to be very, very important. That as you're having to try to secure yourself as much as possible. Again, $260,000 is no joke to nobody to have to pay for someone who stole your item that you are rightfully owned. That stinks a lot. Okay.
And more just craft food files for NFT and metaverse patent. This is going over also in the article about what happened with the Seth Green. But yeah, even like I say, restaurants, food, no matter what it is, they're putting in patents and trademarks for the NFT market space. Even like I say, restaurants, they can apply an NFT to that. That's more money that they would get on top of if they're already making money. So it's a lot of different ways that NFTs are definitely going to be still allowing you to make some good money into it, no matter what your business is, as long as you can be creative or even understand what the power of having an NFT is and exclusivity to certain people that are willing to even pay for things like that. So as you did see, craft definitely is one of those things. You can see some of the trademarks and applications of what they're covering and what they're doing. If they're applied to their food in the stores, like some people put barcodes, or if it just be a digital backup You see they're doing tokens, virtual restaurants, food and drinks, NFT marketplaces. So they're definitely thinking of some stuff to do, and as you can see, all the things that they're doing. So, like I said, people are still building and coming into this space no matter what's happening. A lot of people are early and may be building out and even leading the way for some people to not do these things, and everybody else that follows kind of can see what has already happened in the marketplace. So they're still coming in.
Yeah, good stuff. More money. More money. We need more money. Oh, this was that one we we're talking about flipping.
Yeah,
Flipping, not
that's right.
profitable.
NFT literally not profitable for more than 50% or half its buyers. Like I say, you have to be, if you're a flipper, they usually know when to get in and when to get out. They're not just looking at the current activity, knowing the price of when to take an entrance and when to exit. Not it's going to continue to go up. It's going to continue to go up. So discipline if you are a flipper. But yeah, it was just going over, this article does go over, about 50% of people do not make a profit. So, they're more so are making losses. And on one side of your taxes, that's fine if you're making money somewhere else. But if you're not and you're just losing, that's yeah. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants people to be coming to this space and just losing money because they think that everything is just a quick quick grab for money. Especially if you don't understand the fundamentals of what an NFT is or the ecosystem or the technology, and you're just only in here for the money. That can be a downfall if you don't know what you're doing. It could be very rewarding, but it can definitely be losses that you will incur if you don't understand even how NFTs operate and know the value of which ones to hold and which ones to let go.
On this one, they said 1,300 people. So it's about why do you buy NFTs to make money? 64% to make money. It's like I think everybody wants to make money. Obviously, the community and flex.
That's the problem. Most people only talk about money. They don't talk about
to make money. Give me my money. Yeah. That's all I do.
Nothing. The technology of anything, augmented reality, virtual reality, the metaverse, anything that's going on, 5G, anything Web3. They don't look into those deep things and have a fundamental understanding of it. And so money's always good. Believe me, I know that. But it also the fundamentals of what that project will it still be around, knowing why an NFT is important for that product to have, why it's important for you to have ownership. A lot of people don't even care about that. It's just to make money.
Don't. They be like, just give my money right now. It's a here and right now moment. It's like this bill is due today. I need this money today. I'm not just make money. Like forget the other. But I think again, as you were just saying, I think people who try to dig in deeper will see can get the bigger picture. And again, I think that's the difference of being able to stay in some of the good solid projects and getting out of some of the. I mean, if you don't know what you're doing, you'd be like, okay, I'm just gonna get in and out of this one. I think it is what it is. But again, I think that's the difference as far as, and you got to look. I think when we also look at like the demographics of it, there's a lot of I'm sorry, should I say the age range too. A lot of young people be like, give my money now. I don't even know if I'll be here later. I ain't considering none of that. Just give my money now. And so I think when we start looking at the age of people who are buying into this particular space, you got to take that into consideration too, as far as most of them might be saying, hey, give my money and we can figure out the rest later.
I don't know, young people. I don't know if it's you. I haven't seen that, young people. No, but I get it. Like, yeah, but some of them also is loyal to the brands and things they
are.
Stuff. So I don't know if it's you, young people, but
or maybe it's the older people talking about give my money. I need the money now. Okay,
I want a car and a house. Yeah,
because the young people are like, I'm staying with my mom and dad. I ain't going nowhere. I'd be like, no, go buy your own.
They're not moving down to about 30 right now. Oh man.
No, that's good. Flipping socket. That's that one. Let's keep moving. This was a topic we did the sell off. We talked about that.
We talked about that. Of course, the sell off of what's going on. So
yeah. Okay, we talked about some of this too. The collapse of some of these bear markets. So again, it's not a doom and gloom thing. Not to be on, but again, we're just trying to cover the news. As far as what articles and stuff that are out there. What it's saying. And again, I think it's for me, like if you're a new person, like I said, and you don't understand this part of it, if you're just new and you come and you're reading this, you're like, well, I'm not even considering getting anything. And that's what most people who have money, people with money are like, this is my opportunity to be buying right now. But if you're on the other side and you're looking at, because of what you keep seeing printed time and time again about it's going to be bad, it's bad. Yeah, there legitimate parts of that you definitely need to pay attention to. So I'm not saying to be naive and say, well, we're not in be imaginary. We're not in a bear market. We're not down and everything's going to be. No, I'm not saying that. But at the same time, be careful what you're reading, and because it can, if you're new, it can stir you in the wrong direction, and you can miss a big opportunity that you have right in front of you. So, literally take some time, do some research, get some understanding of what's going on, get some understanding of what some of the good projects are right now. Because again, you're buying again at some of the best times. If you're new and you know what to try to come in and figure out what to buy, you would be buying at some of the best times in comparison to where the potential of where these things could still continue to go up to. Okay, so I just want to say that. So this was about how to survive the bear market. So on that note, let me just say this here. June 25th, we are doing a free call. Okay, so we'll be putting a link out. Like I said, if you guys want to hop on, it's going to be 9 o'clock on PST time. So if you all would like to hop on, and we're going to be going over, like literally, are you struggling in the NFT space? We're going to go over some tips as far as, even within this bear market. Are you nervous? Are you concerned? We're going to be giving you guys some tips, literally. So if you have people who are new, it's for new, and I don't get new or old, it doesn't matter to us. But we'll be definitely going over some tips and things that we're definitely doing, things that we're looking at. And it's a free call. There's no strings attached. It ain't like you get there and we got for $29.95. It ain't that. You can literally, now will we have things as far as our membership at the end? If you wanted to participate in membership, yeah, we would be crazy if we didn't offer our membership. So we will have that. And we may even have, as far as if we have some of our recordings from previous trainings we've done, but it's optional. Those things will be optional for you to buy if you want to buy. And if you want to just come to the free class and get the free information and say, thank you very much, it's been nice, there are no strings attached. Okay. So we will definitely, again, there's a link. You have the link there now. Again, that's going to be on June the 25th. It's a Saturday morning at 9 o'clock. If you have kids that need to get on, send them on. Literally, it's just a matter of it's for anyone who would like to come learn more information about the NFT space and why we're still so interested in the NFT space. Just anything you want to add on that part?
Hope to see you there. Hope to see family there. Like I said, get your family in, get them getting NFTs. That's really important. Tell your kids about some of the things about the NFTs and the assets of the ownership and being able to resell. And hopefully you just come in and figure out like what's going on. Maybe you have some stuff and you're trying to figure out holding, and we can give you tips on that. So be excited to see who comes. And, like I said, definitely invite some people.
Yeah, completely free. So again, okay, listen, I know we're like 15 minutes early today, but that, there's not a ton. Again, we will definitely keep saying the same thing as far as figure out how to do your research on these NFT projects, figure out what you should be investing in. This is your time and this is your opportunity. And I literally, when I was joking, but at the same time, it's like, this could be your opportunity to become rich in the next, couple of years, as far as if you're getting in and buying some of these projects. And again, let me just say, I'm not your financial advisor and telling you what to buy, but that's how we're kind of looking at it from our side, as far as, man, we're already in some fantastic projects. And now that some of those fantastic projects are definitely down, it's like, okay, how do we get some more of this to make some more money so that we're very comfortable, very, very comfortable, very, very, very comfortable in the next year or so. Because I think a lot of people look at, even when you looked at ETH, many people are like, well, oh man, I remember was last year ETH was like $300, and then it went to 3,000. You're like, well, man, I wish I would have been able to buy it at $300. But it always happens to everybody. It's always like, I wish I would have been able to. And then when your opportunity comes, now you're nervous because it's come down, and now you're sitting there like, well, should I do it or should I not do it? You've said that like the last 4 or 5 years. If some of you have said that literally the last 4 or 5, I wish I had. And so it's like, let's get past the I wish I had, and let's start making the money and saying, giving our family, what we rightfully deserve to have. As far as, let's keep moving, keep making the money, because there is so much opportunity and so much money to be made. It may, like I said, what if you could be financially secure and well off in a year? If it took you a year, for the market to turn back around, what if it took 2 years? It's still better than going to hit a job for 40 years or 30 years to try to get a retirement. It's like, you could be retired in a couple of years by finding out which project to invest in and doing very well with that. So
We hit 3 o'clock service, y'all. We had 3 o'clock
did. We did 3 o'clock server. There it was right there. That's my server right there. Will there be one?
service.
so, so, but once again, like I said, if you have any friends or family, please continue to send them to our free Facebook group, whatsnfts.com. You can Google that, whatsnfts.com. Otherwise, if you're just on Facebook, just search Sisters Talking NFTs and you'll be able to find us there. So once again, whatsnfts.com. If you're just typing it in the search bar, whatsnfts.com, you can find us there. Otherwise, if you are on Facebook, you can find us on Sisters Talking NFTs. Okay, you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Thank you so much for hopping on, and you guys have a good one.
Yes, everybody have a great day.